Let's get to work. Cool. Like I just said before, post flop double barrel opportunities and ICM situations. We'll cater a few, play with a few situations here that we think are relevant, and then post flop, we're going to look at 20 to 30 BBs in position, pull up the ranges a little bit, see what we can find, and test you guys. But I think first, yeah, let's start with the post flop stuff. I think it'll be better. So what I want to do here, we're going to be on the button in the cutoff, just versus BB flat. Spot we see every day, but are we playing it correctly, theoretically, Then we can say versus population, you can find the exploits. But let's see who we have here. Who was one of the first? Molten, one of the first to show up.
What up?
How you doing, champ?
Doing good.
Great. So we're gonna be looking at our range here. And yeah, just versus this range, start with this hand here. Are we c-betting to make this a little bit better?
I would say that this Jack 6-3 I think is better for us. We open off the jacks. And 9 suited it's a hand that if we bet and BP raises the jams, we have no issue folding.
Okay. So what percentage of your overall range are you c-betting here versus BB?
I know this is wrong, but probably with 100.
I know it's
Um,
wrong, but probably 100. What size are we c-betting as well? Do you think
small,
we need to
small.
utilize the 33? You're just gonna go 20?
I usually go 33, but I know a lot of, especially not monotone. I might go for my go-to is 33.
No, a lot of go-tos are 33. And I think this is something like we need to start looking at from an EV perspective over time. If you're going to be getting away profitably doing the same thing at 20 and we're just doing 33 and there's not much of a big difference, how much EV are we losing? Should we just consistently be going 20 instead? When it keeps the range wider, do we get more double barrel opportunities? Do people overfold enough to the 20 in the first place? These are things we need to be asking ourselves a lot more, Molten, instead of just autopiloting 33 a lot. And it's
Yeah, for
something
sure.
I've went from autopiloting 33, I think, in phases to just going to quarter and then going to one big blind when it's relevant if we're playing well and actually going 20, right? So
Right.
as a higher thinking level player now, we're trying to get to the higher level. That's something maybe we can be thinking about. But if we are going to autopilot 33 with a lot of our range, let's see if we're betting range. And if we are, let's see if we're using 33 on a two-tone board. It's not bad, right? It's mixing check a lot. But which one thing you see here?
Every hand can bet.
Every single hand can bet, right? Mostly using the 20. Every single hand can go 20.
Interesting. This
Yep.
would not be a board I would consider 20 on, so good to know.
And it's interesting. And I think versus the opponent you're gonna find in some of your games where these guys are just beer in hand and with a hot pocket, not paying attention, you're gonna just be able to just bet anything and they're folding, right? They're literally
Right.
playing fit or fold. Their check raise range is only goods. So yeah. But I mean, if you autopilot 33 as well, it's not the worst. You're just over time going to lose a little bit more than you
Yeah.
necessarily needed to versus some opponents.
Yeah. Yeah, we're out of here.
Out
Bye.
of there. Yeah, I mean, we're just going to kind of play fast and straightforward. And the solver says, I'm uncapped and at the bottom of my range, but don't pay attention. I don't know. This is whatever. There's a range there. So yeah, we're just gonna try to fly through some hands since I want to get to post flop stuff, get through a few more people, give some others here an opportunity as well. So cool. Molten, again, you see betting
This would
this
be it.
hand, what size, and how much of your range?
So this is definitely a board I'm sleeping, I'm sure. Um, again, my thought process here would be 33, but 20 seems fine.
So 33. Let me see. Let me do it like this.
Yeah. 20, usually I go 20s on like pair boards and monitor boards. Those are the two boards types that I mix 20 in more.
Okay. Larry, how about yourself? Would you see bet your entire range here? Are you checking hands like jacks and tens on this board? And what's your C bet size? So that's a couple questions in one, but I think you can handle it.
Yeah, I think this texture is generally considered very good for us from the cutoff. So I think we bet at a very high frequency here. And so I think because we bet often, I think we're gonna bet small here. So either 20 or 33.
EV being the same, what's your preference?
I play too much cash, so I'm gonna be 33.
Fair. And even hands like eights, nines, tens, jacks, always see betting here, right? In your opinion, just because you're going to see bet your range because it's so good,
I don't know
and
if it's
that's
a
what I'm
range bet,
understanding.
but it's definitely a high frequency bet. So yes, I think those are gonna have, yeah, those are gonna have a certain frequency of betting.
Yeah, I'm just trying to clear these things up because we'll see it, of course, and maybe some
Yeah.
people have a preference and want to check jacks for some reason. How you feeling here, B Money?
Yeah, I don't know if like specifically only jacks and tens fine to check at some frequency. I might brief that, but other than maybe like those two specific hands, I'm pretty much betting 20%.
Setting alarm for 4:45 p.m. called Get Ready for Better.
All right. Molten,
Your
you
alarm
say
called.
33?
Get ready for
Uh-oh.
bed. Is set for 4:45
I
p.m.
said I said 33, but I think they're both same EV.
Nope.
20 is.
We're gonna learn today. And
Is it because we're so is it because we're 20 BBs?
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Has to be.
yeah, I mean, this range is the devoid of some of the absolute trash. And if we start to say to ourselves, once we are up to, let's say, 50%, 20% of the field, we start to think of the big blinds range here. If we kind of consider them even folding a bit more trash, if we're envisioning when we're actually 20 big blinds deep effective, whenever, and the range is 25%, it's gonna be a little bit less trash in here, right? Agreed or
Right.
not? You agreed? Okay.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, this board is good for us, but they're still gonna have like more offsuit, more condensed, tighter. So I don't know like what we're really accomplishing with by betting jacks and tens. Because we're gonna just yeah, so that's why I asked like how you guys visualize this portion of your range here, right? Asking about this jacks and tens. So I think and
I think I need to
just
work on not see betting range this shallow. Because
yes.
If I'm not mistaken, Jackson, this becomes a POC bet like 50 BBs. Like if it's actually
Deeper.
like 50. Yeah. So I need to work on that in shallow stack.
And take into consideration where you are in the tournament and how much more junk should be not defending.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And
Sounds
if
good.
you are betting, look at this as well. This is pretty big. Your only bet size is practically 20. So you guys that are autopiloting CBET this, like over time, you're just losing a little bit more EV and you're putting yourselves in weirder spots and like accomplishing the same thing for more chips. Folding out more hands that you probably get value from. This should float. I don't know.
Yeah.
You probably
Sounds
get floated by a three way more often when you have ace queen and you bet by going 20% than you do when you go 33. I don't know. All right.
Yeah, this is gonna be a triple barrel board. We maybe check raises basically all key necks or a ton of key necks. So because they didn't check raise, we have the best hand so often here, and we can just stack like worst queen necks.
Do you
So I
think
would
they're
just go
check
for
raising king nine?
yeah. Yes, I do.
In theory, he should. In theory, he should be.
In real life, do you think they are?
I think in real life, I think that's a big.
It depends on the
Do you
it
think
depends
they're
on
check
the.
raising king five suited, king four suited, king deuce?
I think
They
that's
have all
just.
their suited kings, king. Let's say the real person has king seven off, king deuce suited plus.
Sometimes they call. They don't. They should. They probably call way more than they should.
So when you triple barrel with second pair, what do you accomplish? Is this a two street hand or a three street hand?
It's probably 2-3 hand in reality.
It's just a weird hand that triple and turn into a bluff that expect to get called by worse. When I mean, especially in humans where they don't know their check raising frequency. Some guys are spazzy and going with every king, but a lot of guys, humans are timid and just gonna check call you down with king 8. But I
see, yeah.
mean, it's just something to think about. What do what would you bet here?
I would,
You were
in
betting.
theory, I would bet this, but in
Yes.
practice, seems if I know they don't check raise king X enough, this is a good hand to check back.
Okay, but you're against the solver, and the solver probably
Yeah.
does check raise enough. So you want to bet in what size?
I'd probably go 33.
33 puts 3, 12, and you have 15 in the pot behind.
Yes, so making
I
too
mean,
small.
what I'm saying is it doesn't even set up an SPR1. It
Yeah, it
just
does.
it's over 1, right?
No, it'd be 15, and then
Oh,
we
it'd be
have
15. We have 15. Yeah.
yeah,
But it likes to do bigger than that. Usually, I thought it was gonna be 55. I
yeah. The
thought
reason why I
33.
bet 33 is just so like I can bet 33 and like check back hands that I don't want to basically like an overbet jam on the river.
Yeah, the solver doesn't like that strategy at all. It's just going big.
Doesn't care. Yeah.
Still has a ton of
Okay.
queen X and villains range as well. And ace queen is a pure bet. Pure. Damn near. I mean, you can check it 30% of the time, 20, but yeah, it's mostly batting. What's the EV difference? Oh, it's fucking nothing between bet and check. It's about the same. Okay, so you can better check ace queen on the turn. I'm checking way too much. It's all the same between better check, but betting 33 or that's good. This is a good hand.
Yeah, I should bet 55 because
Yeah, 55 feels way better.
the reason why is because I see lists SBR like I call like this is not
Can't. Yeah, I mean, you busted it. Got him. Yeah, I mean, an interesting hand. One more.
minus 12 Q2. Oh, it's not good.
Yeah, you're just, I mean, I would never fold this. You have to snap somebody in real life. It's like whatever. Bye-bye. All right, let's do one more. We'll move it on. We'll try to do 9 hands. Look at some stuff and then go to post flop, pre-flop.
It's supposed to look more coordinated than the other one. The other one was King Queen 3 Rainbow. This is King 9 6 two-tone.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, I think they have slightly less trash. So I think 33 is slightly better than 20 here.
Kind of agree with you here. I don't know if we still autopilot 20 when there's gut shots, straight draws, and a lot of more hands that can continue and would naturally push a little bit more equity on this board with hands innate protection. So I can agree with 33. Feels kind of unnecessary to do this, but we are unblocking some kings, so I can kind of get 55 as well. But the solver says whatever you want to do, it's all good. 55 to push equity is something that makes a lot of sense here as well. Unblocking all the king X, not having a spade as well, right? That's important. There's queen 10s, queen jack, 7 8s, 10 8s, hearts, backdoors. Yeah, there's a lot of hands that continue, but 33 in game feels good. And you are faced with the fun card.
So this card we cannot bet big. I think it's I remember if I studied right, the flush competing boards, it's 55 maths. And sometimes even 33. But 33 is a weird SPL, so I want to go 55.
Kind of like that as well. Jason, you betting this turn and what size?
Yes, I continue to bet. I also agree about 55.
55. What about your ace, king, no spade?
Hey,
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good question.
Yeah. All your
That's a-
ace kings without a spade. Betting those, checking and praying to the gods for a clean river. How do you feel about that spot?
Yeah, neither. I don't like it. I would probably, I'd probably check back if to be honest. Seems like I should probably bet something, but I probably chicken out and check.
B money, you ever checking ace king here on the turn?
No, I think a lot of our king X without our single pair king X without a spade is gonna bet small again, because you can bet small when the flush comes in. I wonder if ace king, just because it is ace king, will go 55, but with this hand, I'm going king with the spade, or this hand, or two pair, I'm going 55.
I like it. I feel like I'm going for it just feels horrendous to check ace king here a lot. And then we still have to face some river action. He can overbet. He can put us in a really tough spot. But I feel like 55. He still has a lot of worse hands in his range as well. So we're going 55 here. It's good. And Molten, you were right as well, man. You can also mix in 33. I really want to look at our range here. Go back here.
I know 33 was an option. I just didn't know what to do on the river, like, because that leaves us with 18 and the pot's 15. Seems awkward.
Here you go, B money. Betting a lot and ace king. Well, Jason.
Ah,
Pat yourself in the back, sir. Well done. Ace king, no spade. Look at the difference. You have a spade, bet shrug it in, right? No spade, check. Does that same rule apply for your king queens? Not as much. Which is interesting.
Why is that?
Yeah, I mean, we're just betting king queen. How about king jack? Even mixing much more bet with king jack and king queen, huh? Unblocking an
It's weird
ace X
because
for reverse implied odds, having an over, we need less protection.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was thinking
You
because
know,
like they
I
fold
mean,
the ace X floats, but it seems like they fold. You check ace king pure even
so if
without like the hard
they
blocker.
fold the ace X floats, that's kind of bad for us, right? Like we want
Yeah.
them to still have the ace X floats so they can have more reverse implied odds. And
Oh
we
yeah,
need
because they
less
still have to
protection.
defend ace 10
Yes,
with like a spade. Yeah,
right.
okay, that makes sense.
But if we fold it out by double barreling, you know, or we just don't because they're never folding ace 10 with a spade when we double.
Sorry, ace jack. Well,
Yeah.
even that.
I mean, look at king 10. All your king X outside of ace king really betting here. So Jason nails it today. Well done, but good stuff. Sixes, obviously, you can mix, which is interesting because I would just be pure betting this 55 every time. Let me look at it one more time. Yeah, you can do whatever you want, though. Neat. Sweet. And I think that's a spot where we can consider mixing in some larger bets on the flop, even at this stack depth. It was good identity that we don't need to go small as much, but you can also just go bigger. But with a hand like sixes, like if I have, you know, if it's a different configuration, I have like sixes without a flush draw, obviously I'm just gonna go quarter. Cool. Let's give someone else an opportunity. Thank you, Molten. Appreciate you, champ. Let me see who else was here. B Money, you got a few? You got a few minutes? You playing?
Not yet.
All right, let's do it.
This feels like 83.
Feels like a 33.
83, big bet.
Big bet. I love it.
Yeah.
Ace 10X, Ace King X, Ace Queen X, two-tone, mid-low. I know this from cash and still seeing this in tournaments. You still will be able to mix in some larger C-bet sizing. Hand feels like a prime candidate, blocking the Pico top of his range, although in real life they're just never gonna have ace queen or ace jack. But yeah, let's see. So you want to go 55?
83.
83. Yep.
Let's do
Yeah,
it.
55 is, I mean, you know, but at the
I
same
guess
time.
it's shorter. It's a shorter depth, so it's
But
almost-
this is important for the auto 33 quarter pot 20% crew. There are board types. even at 20 big blinds, where you get to go 83, 55%. And it's that region I was just talking about, ace, king X, ace, queen X, ace, 10X, ace, jack. Two-tone boards, paint versus big blind, you just get to go big. A lot. I mean, we can quickly look at, let me go here. This, because I think this is an important concept. One of the things we're doing today is trying to break some lazy habits. Myself included, all of us just clicking buttons, not really paying attention, right? Look at our bet sizing on some of these boards. Filter for 55. Ace, king X, ace, queen. I mean, it's a lot in this region, right? You don't, I mean, down here is a little bit more, but I mean, going pretty hard here, right? And the king low, king mid, not really a thing. So you don't get to always mix it, not really a thing, but it's a lot of a thing here. Combine that with this, and you have a shitload of big betting. So good eye, B money, very good eye. Now what?
After we go big, any calls? I'm probably checking back now. We still have 2 overs to the 10 and a gut shot. The only problem is I don't know if he's, yeah, I guess he's gonna, I guess he's not check raising all of his ace X when we bet big, he's supposed to call a lot of it. So I think we just check here.
Well, who else we got here? Who's gonna give me the Molten? What are we doing here? What are you doing here?
So queen jack, I mentioned in the chat. It seems like it blocks a lot of the folding range. And if we have a lot of plus here with like 8-7 suited, 9-8 suited.
So you have worse hands you can bluff it off with.
Yes.
So you're checking this.
I mean, my instinct was to check this, but now thinking about it, we can maybe this is low enough because we have king highs as well. We have king, queen, jack, and we have a queen with a spade.
Also,
You know what?
your 10X.
Yeah. You know what? I'll go 55 here. I'll go 55. I'd rather make an aggressive mistake than check and be passive.
Aggressive mistakes. There it is. The Mountie.
I think check. I don't think maybe we get a 10 to fold. I guess we get a 6 to fold if we bet. But like if we get shoved on by hearts or spades, it's terrible. And if we check and hit a queen or jack, I think they're gonna check down their like 6 or 10x a lot. And then if we hit a king, we could still get paid. So I would just check back, realize equity. The SBR is already like super low.
You're not getting better to fold when you bet here.
Never
ever.
getting better to fold.
You're never getting better to fold.
Right, that's what I said.
Yeah.
I disagree with that. I think we can get better than
I mean, maybe we get 10x and 6x to fold, but
They have to call king. They have to call, like, if they didn't jam pre-flop, they're folding gut shots, king high gut shots that they didn't check raise. So those are some better hands. So
We block those, right? Like, what do we?
no, but I mean, you don't complete. You know, yes, you have some blockers to them, but yes, I mean, they still exist in the range of having fewer combos of them, but they're still there.
So like my whole thing is that when you bet here, right? And like say you do B55 and he jams it on you, what do?
Sash face.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like, bro, you're gonna check, you're gonna bet here, and villain's gonna be like, LOL, and shove it in your face. Like,
Check him
it's just
out.
gonna happen.
No, sir. No, sirree. And here's your betting range. Taking some of your king 10, which is pretty cool. Think we can find king 10 a little bit, checking it a little bit too much. Your bet size is 55, and it's the only bet size we have. Have some lower pairs that we're just gonna bluff it off with, right?
Yeah.
I love that.
I was considering it if I'd rather bet this or
Using,
more.
man, this is a good one. I kind of miss some time. If not using this 6-7 and shit enough.
A third pair. So what's the heuristic on it though? Is it all suited
All
combos?
of them. All, and that's all of them as well.
Hmm.
Blocking their 2 pair, blocking their A6, 10-6s,
Yeah.
and just folding out some 10x, folding
When
out some
we
gut shots, flush draws that they didn't check raise as well on ace high.
if we decided to take the bet line, could we say what we fold?
So yeah, I'll go back in here and like, oh, I see what you're saying. If we,
Yeah, if like if you go to the strategy, if you go and just like check, take a look at the
just a
strategy, and
yeah, we'll
then
just go back and see
yeah.
if we bet. Yeah. So we'll go here. That's the flop action, and here on the turn they check. And let's say we bet our 55, which we should be betting. Folding a little bit of those without the back doors. These are all gone now. So they do have some combos of these, right? Like these are gone. 10x, 9-10's gone, 10-7's gone. So they're folding out some 10x. Only calling Jack 10 plus. All their 6x gone. Yeah, seems pretty reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, I was just trying to see if we got if we really did get better to fold, and we like okay, king queen queen or king jack, sure, I can concede that.
9-10. Yeah,
Sure,
yeah.
one pair like the lower ends of tens here,
that's it.
but a majority of your betting range is going to contain a 10, so you're blocking that anyway. Like,
Yeah, they're not folding. Are they folding just? Yeah, they're not even folding. Well, that's a backdoor flush draw as well. These backdoor pair. Yeah, you're not folding out 7-5, 7-4. Those are gut shots. Yeah, you're not. They're not supposed to be folding too many flush draws.
I also
Alright.
think we have, if it goes check on the river, we actually, well, we might win a lot. But we probably, we might win a lot on the river if it goes check, but also I think we can bluff too.
We have
Yeah.
the showdown. So I see what you're saying here. So what do you think you're here, B money? You get here, we say, hey, we have enough showdown with this queen high, or would you turn this into a bluff? And what are you repping?
No, not without a heart. Not with, I really don't like having a spade here. I think we beat some of his spades. I don't think he ever, I think if we have a heart, we can just jam. But I don't think we can bet big with no heart, and I think we get looked up with his 6x when that happens. He looks us up 100% of the time with the 10, 100% of the time with the 6.
So we're just gonna check it down.
Yeah.
I was just waiting for you to get there. Yeah, I mean, if we are gonna use our queen jack, you need a heart. Well, it's also just checking spade, like yeah, even the queen spade, yeah, it's out.
Because having a spade is really bad.
It really is. It doesn't love it. Like even if you have the jack of hearts with this queen, it doesn't love it. You can see the range over there when you are getting nasty.
We still have showdown. I mean, he has hands like, I don't know, like 5-7 of spades and like
Whoa.
8-9 of spades. You know what I mean? Like, yes, we do still beat some of his spade combos.
We had 0 showdown because the EV with checking was 0. It wasn't positive. So we had no showdown. According to this all.
I probably can get through 3 more, and then I want to spend half an hour on some ICM stuff as well. But go ahead, B Money. You're good, buddy.
I'm just betting 20% here.
B20. This is that same board that we had before Molten, where it was King 9-6 two-tone, right? And we had the set of sixes. This time it's King 9-6 rainbow. And let's see if it just prefers us only going small, whereas on King 9-6 two-tone, it liked 33 and 55 a lot. Still some 55 here. One thing about this board, King 9-6 with the gut shot to straight draws, you will be able to use 55. And obviously 20 is just as good, but this is good to see. Still mixing in some bigger bet sizing at this stack depth.
That's good to know. You get a guy labeled as a, fishy passive guy.
100%.
Calls too much. You use that bigger size.
Yeah, just use the bigger size on this board for sure. Cool. SPR a little over 2. We get the call. Where do you like now?
I don't know what to sell. I mean, I'm going 55 or 83 here. I think we just go 83 here.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe
autopiloting
not. I don't know.
55 myself.
Something. Yeah, I don't know. One of those. Two.
Because, I mean, maybe it's a hair more filtering for some of his 9x to go 83 is what I think in game. And if I use this, I could still get more value and get it in, but maybe
I actually have a bet 67% button, so I'm probably going to use that here in the game.
I have a 67 on my
Yeah.
I don't have an 83 button. I think I need to get the 83 button because I have the 67 button as well, B money. I have 55, 67, and then like 150. But it's look at this. Only 83. Well done. I was thinking in my mind, like I'm probably using this too much because I don't want to lose too much 9x or 6x, but they're still gonna peel. And we want to stack King X. There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not even letting you
Yep.
think about anything else. I'm not gonna strafe it.
Show me Jack 10.
Oh, the
Nine,
solver
alright.
is spewy. How many was that? Was that your second hand?
Nah, I think that was 3.
That was 3?
One thing I forget in game is the benefit of setting up a really, sometimes we think about trying to set up that 1 SPR in the river, but sometimes it's beneficial to get it down to like a 0.5, because then he can, especially on bad runouts, because then he actually has to, you don't have more out of position, but you don't have to check, right? Like you can just bet your value and he has to call you wider because the SPR is so low.
Yep. Especially these guys who are like, fuck, if he has any bluffs here, I'm just getting too good of a price to ever fold, right? Maybe he's triple barrel bluffing if you have a bad image and just get this SPR and can get it in. So very good. Let's go. How many? 3, 6, 9. Who did I go? Have I done 3 people here? I started with Molten. I did B money. Did I do layer for 3 hands? Let's go quickly. That's fine. Let's go with Jason. You know what time it is.
How I get the shitty ones? No.
You don't get the sets and the monsters and top
Yeah.
tops.
I either betting small or checking.
So you are gonna make check with this combo.
Yeah, I mean, I think big blinds can hit some of that for sure, and it doesn't. With what I'm coming in with. Yeah, I don't know. It's better check, bet smaller check.
It's fair. Greg, you ever checking this?
Absolutely not. I am blasting.
I asked you because I figured. I was like, man, I was thinking about mine. I was like, man, I don't think I've ever checked this board.
I'm never checking
It's
the
gonna
spot.
jam.
I am blasting here.
So you're gonna go use the
we have
big
a
size as well?
Yeah, we have a blocker to the straight draw. We've got like an ace, like it's a disconnected low board, and we're against the big blind from the cutoff with an ace in our hand. There's no shot I'm ever letting homie get away for this for less than like probably 83%.
Oh, I was going for it. See, I think trying to determine what opponent type, getting much better at that in game, looking at their HUD, trying to recall if they've done anything spazzy, if they've been sticky, if they've been an empty chair, probably going small, finding more doubles. If they've been kind of sticky, but like passive, just finding a bigger barrel.
Yeah. It's
Like,
probably a
depending
one
on
and
our
done for
opponent.
me, to be honest.
So
Yeah.
I completely agree with what you're saying. And some opponents, I'm just going to go to 55. And then if they turn me the king, I'm like, well, here we go. Bye-bye my stack. Probably 1, 2, 3. But yeah, let's see. Jason wants to make some check in here. And let's see how much we are checking. I mean, I just want to show you, like, yeah, we don't. This board is, you worry about like him having some of this. And I can kind of understand from a aspect that we don't have anything, so he can potentially have some of this because he calls a lot. But guess what that means when he calls a lot? He has a lot of dog shit in his range. You just get to make Queen 8 fold, right? Something that he probably should do something with. Sometimes he just folds. We get to be more aggressive here.
It's also like you can't really call any. Like it's only going to get. He can if you let him get to the turn with his garbage, you can start bluffing with worse and you can't really defend, right? Like,
Yep.
what do you? So you just, it's actually really beneficial to have him fold out his trash here.
Yeah, you just want to fold out his trash here, buddy. Like
You
almost
make
always.
you make so many twos indifferent in this spot.
Yeah, and
like-
then we get to find some double barrels.
Yeah.
I'm not letting you do that. So what size? Because we already broke the solver. You said you would either go small, correct?
Yeah, small.
Or check.
Yep.
Here we go, small. The solver don't let you off for free. Now our ace high, when you have bet and they've called, what will you do here with this ace high? And it's okay to be honest, you know, like that's how we learn.
Yeah, if I'm being honest, I check.
Okay. And how about your hands like if you had king nine of diamonds, king nine of clubs, checking those as well?
No, I might
That's-
be more a little more inclined to bet. Only, with the ace, I may have the best hand, so I don't know. I hate all of it. Yeah, I'd probably without the ace. I don't know. I try to maybe push him off, but I'd go maybe 55. I mean, I would bet bigger to try to push him
Respectable.
off.
So checking this ace high because it has some showdowns. I presume you believe he has some more 10x as well. We're beating some of his gut shots and whatnot, and his draws where we can make some adequate bluff catches on some rivers. Molten, you checking this on a turn?
I am.
How about your king highs?
I'm checking king highs as well. There's a lot of what we're trying to avoid a lot is their king high floats.
And they have a lot of. I mean, the real life people don't understand when to dunk on paired boards. So some humans, and especially the smaller and lower stakes, will have more 6x than the solver will.
Yeah, but
Oh, like I said, if I was big blind in villain scenario, bro, if I have a heart in my hand, I
leading.
am donking. I am
Yeah.
donking all the time here.
And it's kind of interesting to see the solver not dunk here because the
They
solver
must
is
not
going to
have a
dunk
heart
like
then.
60.
They must not have a heart then.
So quickly looking at our strategy here on the turn, can bet this, but you know it's important to have. You need a spade. Spade or heart. If you don't have either, you need a spade or heart here a lot. Can mix if you don't have the spade. But at least you have a heart, so it wants to mix a little bit. Checking is fine. Bingo the river. How much?
I would.
Right.
91.
91. Wow. Going for it. Yeah, you're trying to really get that 10x to call, huh?
Yeah. Check.
Could have could have minimal 6x here. I don't know, possibly two pair, like not the lower end of two pair, which I actually think would turn into a most likely a bow. I don't know. I'm not sure why it wants to check here. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I'm staring at it as well. Like, what the?
Yeah, because I'm in your boat, man. I'm B91 all day.
But it's
So-
interesting because like a 10x probably doesn't call enough for, especially when we go that size, and then he has some ace X in his range, probably not enough of the better, but he does have it occasionally. Like, does he ever have ace jack in range? You know what I'm
it's
saying?
always checking like range pure here, like all 6x because of the ace.
Like the big blind just never has like a chop beat. We're not ever gonna fold him off a chop, but it's so interesting. This is where I don't know. This is where I would question GTO Wizard and see how much the river is ran to accuracy relative to running it in Pio myself. If some of you guys never played around with Pio, Toe understands this. We've played around with Pio for years, and I start to see these outputs and kind of question it what the accuracy of the river run is. Because it just doesn't look like it makes a lot of sense to me. When you look at the range relative and see.
Can we just look at their strategy?
Yeah.
Like what they're supposed to be, like what they're supposed to arrive here with.
Let's do this.
Yeah, this is probably kicker driven for sure.
We just want to be better than chops when we bet river is what it's saying
Yeah.
for us. We just want to bet better than chops.
Yeah, and they do show up with ace jack here, I guess. A bit of the time. Some ace queen, right?
No,
No?
never ever. They don't have they never have ace
Oh,
10 off
they're
us.
they're three betting all
They're gone.
yeah.
This
It's
is
all
why
in.
this is I mean, you know, I get it. I mean, I kind of understand it. I would love to run this down to point two or something like that. And
If they
know what
bet
this is ramping
65,
for.
what do they call? I want to see how much 10x they're calling.
River.
65.
Oh, they check and we go 65. I mean, they're never folding an ace.
They're rarely calling 10x though, like 10-5 suited, 10-4 suited, 10-3. And if you saw the sim, they check quite a bit of 6x. So I think we just don't get called by enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Better,
just
and we
maybe
just value on ourselves.
we value on ourselves versus a 6. And we're reopening the action for very little 10x to call to versus 10x. And then when we do, we just want to make sure we win versus their ace-x in the range. We bet better than the chop so we can win versus their ace-x because it's not enough to open versus 10x alone. That could be what it is. That's kind of deep as well. If you think of it that way.
Yeah. And like a majority,
It's really
and
good.
as you said, like a majority of the ace X that we have is like mostly chopping here. So
Yeah, it's mostly chopping versus that. We're not getting enough value versus 10x. So reopening versus chops and to get check raises isn't enough. So it really wants to just open with the ace X, the better outkicked worse ace X to make value from more hands. Otherwise, it's probably not worth it.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think that.
I think that makes a lot more sense. Sweet. I really want to get into this for a little bit before we got to go. So we'll wrap up the post flop. It's always good to just go through these thought processes, think about our range, look at it a few times a week, man. So I love to drill the fundamentals. It's very important. We'll get into some other stuff next week. We'll talk about that near the end. But let's go ahead and look at a few scenarios for pre-flop ICM spots that I think are kind of important. I was doing some drills right before this and did pretty well. Yeah, we have enough. I mean, we have a small group here, so you guys know the game well enough that you should be able to distinguish when you see 17 to 25. There we go. Let's see. Greg, show me what you got. Let's do it. 17.5. Oh, you get it.
God. 17.5. So sorry. So we have this is like final three tables or close to it.
Yep.
Or like
there it is right there.
yeah. Fold.
How about your middling pair better? Like 7s through jacks.
I'm like really sad about calling with 7s, like from small blind against a covering stack, with a rejam stack essentially behind me. I'm not stacking off with anything. But yeah, I mean, I'll probably like flat 7s here.
Flatting 7s. Okay.
A flat 7s raise like, I don't know, like 10s plus, and then flat 9s like sometime, and mix like flat and 3 bets with 9s.
So this is great. I think this ICM work is always good because we have to be pretty damn tight, straightforward, and very little 3-bet bluffing it off in this spot. 3-bet inducing. So I don't think we're ever in a million years 3-betting 9s. So what? 3-bet get it in to 3-bet fold. If anything, it just makes it much better just call and set mine for something that doesn't affect your utility too much in the spot. And if you have to fold, it's okay. Like, who cares if it gets
Yeah.
raised?
I
Like,
mean,
big
pairs
deal.
are like, so the thing is, like, pairs are pretty trash. Like, it's deep in ICM, right? It's like the same concept as like why they're not really that great in final tables. They can't really make the nuts outside of like hitting your set. You got a stack that covers you, so realizing your equity is going to be a lot harder, and they're going to put you a lot more, put a lot more pressure on top of you while you're out of position. So I don't know. I'm not really like thrilled about any of this, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would pure call this for the set mine opportunity. It doesn't really affect our utility too much. Like, the thing is, like, they're not going to prep because you're already astute enough to understand that you're not going to be over floating under pair to even one bet a lot. You can easily just fold that knowing the EV is already going to be pretty thin and all the value comes in hitting a set deep in ICM and potentially stacking up to 60, 70 big blinds. And
Sure.
if you go down to 30 big blinds, who gives a shit? It doesn't affect your utility, the way you're gonna play. So still taking these cheeky little flat set mines here, 30 effective when we're getting a slightly better price, should be like encouraged.
Sure. Yeah. And I
Yeah.
don't disagree with that at all. I mean, maybe I think I over adjust a little too much in ICM for these spots. But yeah, I'm not really like in love with having to call here.
Yeah, I just feel like you're going to play well enough because you're not going to find yourself
Stacking off.
You're not going to stack off unless you hit the set, man, and you're not going to make enough mistakes in situations where your opponent's going to make a bad bet size, which is too big, which isn't even going to allow you to put in any more money. So
Yeah,
you're
that's
just going to
true.
hit sets when it makes sense for you versus bad opponents in easy tournament and get
Yep.
infinite stacks, or you're just going to get out of there and it's going to be easy
Yeah.
for you.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
I'll
And
take
then
that.
like for me personally, like I'm not even three betting jacks here. So not enough. Like, especially when it's just too easy. When we
Sure.
30 big blinds plus. Probably not doing that. I'm looking at the range myself to make sure it's good. All right. These spots don't really make sense to me. Like, we can almost skip it, or we'll just quickly. Are you ever folding? We'll just
No.
quick.
No.
Okay,
I'm just-
whatever.
just
Yeah, I'm never folding. I mean, he wants you to rip, not even a thing. The
Uh,
opponents that are going to do this to you in real life are going to be not balanced enough.
I didn't really realize that they only had 10. I could see like a jam here. Like I think it's fine. Like against the Arthur Martirosians of the world and stuff like that. Yeah, sure. Like I'm down.
But we're playing against
like
Jim from
yeah, but against
Arkansas.
Bud Light Jim, like I'm pretty good, man.
He's
Yeah,
not balanced.
no. He jams with so much worse.
Yeah.
I think ace nine is probably the bottom. I
This
think
is 25%, not 17.5%.
Oh, okay,
as
I see
well.
that. Yeah, I see that now. I mean, it's not gonna hurt that bad. I mean, he's jamming with all his lower pairs, potentially like some worse ace X, like some suited like ace three, ace
All right,
four.
is this the bottom? Where's the range?
I think ace nine. I think ace nine's like the bottom. This might be a fold.
What's the worst pair?
Probably sevens.
Ace 9 0 sevens plus.
I don't think he's.
suited
I
pair?
don't.
Oh, my bad.
I don't. Sorry, I don't think he's jamming with worse pairs than seven here. So that's why I'm not calling off like fives or sixes. So suited
I think he
paint.
is. This is like two.
Well, I was going to
three,
get there,
four.
B money. I was going to get him. I was going to get there, B money.
Is he
I was gonna get
jamming
him.
with worse pairs?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is
He's
like
jamming
two,
twos, threes, fours, ace
ace two,
deuce,
threes,
3 4 5
Jack ten
suited.
suited.
Oh.
Ace. He will just jam some ace jack, some ace 10, but he has ace 5 off, 4 off, 3 off. He would jam here, maybe even some ace deuce off.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then I guess I'm calling with pretty much like fives.
Not as
plus.
much. 2 3s 4s. Maybe that's a different, slightly shallower stack, and then this. So you
Sure.
look like you're doing pretty damn good with this. But will the ICM alone make it ace 9, ace 10 off? You said this fold and call ace 9.
Yeah, probably.
Beautiful.
Nice.
And look how low we're calling on the pairs though. This is the problem. Still got to call 5s,
Yeah.
6s, and 7s. The king 10 is worth a good bet. Damn. I think I
Oh
might go
yeah,
with something like
and
this.
king 10 is probably what I would king jack is like really cuspy. Even though we cover by a significant, I
No.
mean no, I know, but I'm saying like
Yeah.
in game I don't think like I like against a solver, against like a very studied player, sure. But I don't think a lot of people are showing up with a lot worse when they like a lot worse kings. Or I'm sorry, a lot yeah, when they jam.
That's why we need to do the work and not just make the assumptions ourselves.
Oh,
Because
sure,
I
yeah,
think,
absolutely.
like I think people, I mean, I call off king. I would never fold king jack ever in that spot to anybody who's just jamming. Because I think people are still raise inducing the top of their range and not just ripping ace king for 18. Enough.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, this is an easy fold.
Easy fold. We are 17.5 as well. We've been min raised. I mean, in real life, you see this, you just skate. Are you running this?
Raise small 3-bet.
Yep.
Well, I mean, aren't we getting the? Well, no, we're not because we're so short stacked. Quite odds. This is I mean, I don't know what to do here. I don't know. Call,
It feels
sure.
like you want to call because you're getting such a good price when you do this. When you have
Yeah.
a suited ace, it's like, can I really fold anything to this? Like suited.
Yeah.
Ace. Do I see a flop or do I just run this? Do we have to fold this versus this? In real life, when you see this, you just picture someone only doing this with aces and kings. So you want to fold your entire range. But is that correct? Is this good enough price with a suited will ace that we should be folding? That's what should we be asking ourselves, right? That's the way I
Yeah.
visualize it. With this stack depth, is we fold and leaving are we supposed to leave ourselves
We-
10-5 off the money?
we-
Or are we
no, we
supposed to
jam.
see a flop?
We
Oh,
jam.
he says jam now. You're not doing this hand, but I like the random courage. Greg
I
was
think this.
folding.
But
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like
oh god.
it's like a jam isn't like right because they're not. I mean, with our stack depth, I mean, a chance of a bluff is like not likely. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Okay.
When I'm in hijack's position, I'm doing this all the time. So especially to short stacks. This is like I'm putting you to the test the majority of the time. You either play for it or you're folding. Like,
Look at this 3-bet range. Beautiful. Oh, shit, I
Yeah.
got this 3-bet. Whoops. All right.
I mean,
He's folding. Molten, were you calling?
I'm jamming this against 5 people on global and folding the rest. But in solve, I'm pure jamming this.
Right.
Gone.
Oh, it's a huge one.
yeah, this is
Fold.
yeah, this is a huge fold. Like the reason why you're not rejamming this is because you're like
There's
you
no
just
fold
open.
equity.
You have no fold equity. What do you?
And in real life,
Yeah.
think about what the interpretation, like what your range looks like when you're opening and leaving yourself 10 bigs behind, especially if you've been playing kind of tight, you've been cold or something like this, and then the first hand in 2 orbits you min raise and get clicked on like this. I mean, it's one of the worst feelings of all time. You're not getting bluffed enough from anyone to have.
I'm shocked though, because I know solve like
I've seen spots
usually-
like that, but this is the money bubble, brother. Like 10 up. We still have 10 bigs, 5 people off.
You have people under you. If you were like, so like if you had like, I don't know, maybe 3
Last
blinds.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and you did this, right? Or like maybe, yeah, like absolute last place. Then sure. Like
By a
you
lot.
really don't have a lot of pressure on you.
Yeah. Bottom of the calling range. What's the worst offsuit ace X? I'll ask you specifics about portion of the range. What's the worst offsuit ace X?
Here?
Yep.
This is like ace 10, I think.
Ace 10 off. Worst, you have any offsuit paint you call here? Do you call king, queen?
No. King,
Worst
queen.
pair.
Now that I've learned, against this, I don't know. I'm guessing probably like 6s plus.
6s plus, and then paint. Suited 10s, 9s, jacks. Where you at? Suited 10s, king 10?
Yeah, suited 10s.
Jack
Except for
10
Jack
in there?
10.
Okay.
No.
So you're calling queen 10 as well.
Maybe not queen 10 actually. So king 10, ace 10, sure.
King 10, ace 10, and then suited jacks. King jack, queen jack.
Yeah, now that I got crucified by the solver, yeah.
And how about your suited aces?
Ace like 6+, I think. That's where I want to be.
Wow. This is 25%, not 75, not 17.5.
Ah, dang it. I'm so
Chord
good at reading.
awareness. But at the same time, yeah, this is loose as hell. I mean, this is not loose, wider. Queen 10 is in there. We missed no offsuit, so I mean, I understand folding the king 10. It's like whatever. The king jack has to be in there. Ace 5-0 plus. This is a bit wider. I think your range sounded reasonable for 17.5.
Yeah, that's about right. I was thinking,
A few
but yeah.
pips tighter. Yeah, I feel it. Oh boy.
Rip.
Rip City. What's the worst pair that you've opened here? So you've opened pocket 5s and 6s. Are you ripping those?
Nope.
To this 3-bet?
Absolutely not.
Are you ripping 8s to this? 7s, 8s?
8s are pretty close, I think.
Okay. How about your ace jack offsuit to this 3-bet?
Nah.
How about ace 10 suited plus?
Sure.
Ace
I'm
10
down.
suited plus.
Yeah.
King jack suited?
No, absolutely not.
He
The
says
problem with like the problem with this is that like when we get 3-bet in this spot, it is so up in his range that we're not really against a lot worse. Ace jack I don't think is like good enough to like rip off here. I don't think I like it's always just like ace queen, ace king, stuff like that in game. Solver has obviously a couple more tricks, but like not by very much off 17 when they're 3-betting you for 4.4. So
look how nasty the solver is.
yeah, it's gross.
The suited aces. And one thing you did very well here is find these folds. They're gone. They're gone. They're gone. They're gone. Very, I mean, this is Sag. And the ace 10 suited, you shrug it in. I understand. The ace jack to EV is close enough where if you did, but it's whatever. And importantly enough, look at our ace queen O.
Sure. Yeah, I'd flat. Like I find myself flatting a lot more with ace queen off in this scenario. I hit a queen, I stack off. I hit an ace. Like we'll just reevaluate and keep going from there. Ace king is an obvious shove, right?
I mean, yeah, but and one thing I'm seeing here is like the opportunity to fold and the call even being 0 EV, and then the optics of some situations where you've been playing, you don't recognize a player, you check their HUD, they have a 4 or 5% 3-bet, and they've done it to you here on the money bubble, and you still want to play the hand because it's ace queen, and you should just fold.
I'm looking at homie and I'm going, you are not good. You are not good enough to have the bluffs that I need for me to not fold here.
I mean, it's already thin as hell for them to 3-bet small.
Yeah, exactly.
It's already like their range is literally aces, kings, and ace king suited, and a little bit of this. So when a human does this to you, it's this a lot.
Yeah, it's that
lot.
It's that small patch.
Yeah, kings plus ace king suited. So let's go with that was 6 hands. Great, my man. I appreciate you, champ. Thank you, sir. Let's go with one more person. We have a few minutes. It has to be little brother, who somehow griefed his time bank to hang out while I was in Florida. Well done, sir. Bold, he says.
No, I wasn't even hanging out. I was just like getting ready and like we weren't communicated to. Whatever. I mean, I guess it wasn't meant to be, but sorry about that. Let me know next time
I'll be out
you're
there.
here.
100%.
I don't think I'm gonna be over there anytime soon in the middle of nowhere cold. So here. Okay.
You've been 3-bet. Tell me what you do. Snap decisions.
Yeah, we're out of position. This 3-bet. I think we can call this deep. I think
You're gonna
we.
call?
Yeah, I'm gonna call. I think this wheel might be too strong to fold. What's the ICM 30? Oh no, players left 50.
Okay, you're calling. We
Yeah.
gotta be. I want decisive, not I need decisive from your Skate. We see something like I call, and then maybe give me portion of your range. What are you?
I think I call.
What are you jamming here versus this? Are you ace queen off plus? Are you taking tens plus? Where we at?
Maybe jacks plus.
Jacks plus versus this. Jacks plus, and what about ace jack suited?
Ace jack suited. I don't know. I'm just like I'm honestly not very good at these spots, and I don't study these spots a lot.
And I
So
appreciate no, that's why instead of trying to overthink it, give me your natural intuition. Like what comes
okay,
to mind. You have a 3-second time bank. This is speed chess.
yeah,
Play it like that.
that's my problem. I sometimes overthink,
Yes.
and plus I'm smoking now, so just doesn't help. Yes, so yeah, yeah, just like
All
call
right.
me. Like it's too strong, right? It's a wheel ace. Like
No, it's a jam.
no,
You have
it's a
no
jam.
not much of a call. Yes.
I see this a lot, like these small wheel ace jams kind of thingy going on.
This is a bluff, by the way. Like
Yeah,
this
it's a
isn't like this
0%.
isn't for value. This is a 4-bet bluff. This is
Yeah,
like
you have to have the characteristics for this to make sense, in my opinion. I
yeah.
do it a bit too much because I've been opening wide enough where I think people get sick of it and are going to 3-bet me wider in some of these spots, but at the same time, you can just fold this to a 3-bet. Sliding feels really bad out of position in ICM spots to 3-bets. Sliding 3-bets out of position, not really happening too much. Ace Jack is our
Right.
prime candidate for that.
Hmm. Okay.
Call or fold, real quick. Call or fold.
Fold.
Yeah, you said what you said.
Yeah, I said what I said.
So ace king off, what's the worst pair you call with?
The
Do you
worst
call with
pair I
eights?
call.
Do you call with nines? Yes or no?
I guess yes.
Call with eights
he-
and nines, but fold ace queen.
I know it doesn't make sense.
You must
So
be
this
high as hell.
kind of button. I don't know these spots. Sorry.
No, I can.
You need to relax.
This is my boy. This is my little brother, by the way. Skate's my bro. Skate's been coming to these study groups for over a year. Over a year. So I have to give him the extra push. He's a much better cash game player. He's a cash game guy, and he comes to the tournament study groups, and I'm trying to help him out. This is nothing but love, guys, and we can do this. He's family at this point. That's why I'm sad I didn't get to hang out with him in Florida. You're gonna make me take another trip to come out and hang out with you, son of a bitch. No, what I'm saying here is,
Yeah.
I think ace queen can be your bottom brother, like in this spot. Versus population. I think maybe in 17.5 you'd fold ace queen, and maybe here in some ICM it wants you to just fold ace queen or it's neutral. But I would have this as a bottom, and it's like nines or tens plus. Here a lot. Maybe it wants to be even tighter at 25. At 30, we want to condense maybe fucking jacks queens plus. But at 25, I feel like you make it tens or jacks plus, and ace queen could be your bottom here, man, my dude.
Okay.
But go ahead.
Well, that's because we are opening kind of a widest range, and then when they jam, they're saying, okay, like you have to pay to see it, and I don't think you have very many good hands you're opening here with.
Yeah, we open it pretty wide. We do have a pretty wide. We're gonna open like 20-ish%, 25% of hands, and he can't get away with jamming some hands we do very well against. A lot of times I'll be honest with you, guys are just gonna rip ace king in your face here. Like, and you're just gonna run like that's gonna be the line. But you'll see pocket eights, pocket nines, jams you'll have flips against. Maybe they do take some ace jack, some ace five off if a guy's really aggressive, ace five suited and stuff like that if a guy's really aggressive. But I still think
Yeah,
this could be the bottom, and if it is a fold, it'd be like makes sense as well, especially an opponent.
because even because like my brain like kind of exploded when he jammed. Like, why is he jamming? Why doesn't he just?
Well, here's his range, bro. You can see his jamming range. Like here's the ace five suited jam we talk about. They have some king jack suited. It's a very good hand. Queen jack suited also does it some. And then they use the ace queen. But they have some hands we really dominated by them jamming king jack, king queen, and then the ace five suited jams. I have ran into this in game. I'm like, whoa, right? This guy studies, but yeah. So, but yeah, it's the bottom.
Okay.
Just recognize like you're gonna need a bottom of your range, and it's not always just ace king, you know.
Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. That makes more sense.
So, what is I want you to focus on thinking about here, Skate. Like, what's the worst hand you would call in these spots? And then the easy shit is fucking aces, kings, and queens, and jacks, and 10. You know, and like, but what's the worst hand you call here? So, are you calling pocket sevens or eights here? Think about that. You know, yes or no?
I am not.
Okay, so what's the worst?
Clears left. This is already in the money. What's the worst?
We're not in the money. We're in the money bubble.
Money bubble. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what's the worst pocket pair I'm calling here with these some of these short stacks? Me being.
Yep. Say the hand.
Maybe tens. I'm gonna go with tens.
Thank you. Okay. Ace. Are you calling with ace queen? Yes or no?
Yes, because they.
Okay.
I don't like. Yes, they could be jamming maybe worse. Of course, they could be jamming worse hands and worse pocket pairs.
Molten, give me your range.
For this hand?
Yes, sir.
No. Nines plus ace queen.
There's more in it. What else?
Like ace queen off, ace jack suited. This is like 5 off the money, so I'm giving Overjack quite a bit of respect here.
That was gonna be my next question. Shit. I'll just show it.
Oh yeah, it's too tight.
Has to jam is these are hands that just they need to be in first. Like you can't re-raise folding. You can't not get these in. It makes sense. I overgriefed the ace 10 and fuck, I jam this too much. Damn it. All right.
What do I call ace 10? I wouldn't call ace 10 suited. Maybe it's nines plus ace jack off, ace jack suited. Just calls.
And all in or call? All in or call?
Call.
8 plus ace jack off, ace jack suited plus. Ace jack off plus, 8 plus, and ace jack suited plus. All right, last hand. Whatever. Next last hand. That was whatever. Nice. Go ahead, Molden. End it.
So I'm walking away, right? I'm walking too close
you
right now.
good.
But I would for
Oh,
what do I do here? 4.4. I'm just gonna respect this a lot.
it's enough. Okay. Jason, you folding this?
Oh, we're 50. We're 50. Never mind. I thought we were 35. This is probably 0 EV. It's very close to 0.
Yeah, I
But
mean, in
in
real
real
life,
life,
it
I
feels
fold.
really bad. Like, it feels really bad. It calls, and it calls for damn near nothing. And that is probably predicated on this guy having bluffs that don't exist in your average player pool. I don't think these speckles of ace 9, any of this exists. They probably don't use the ace 10 at all. These probably just pure jam. This probably pure jams, and then it's this. I swear to you, if you manufactured this even a little bit, this 0.1 goes to 0 or losing money. So, yeah, guys, I gotta wrap it up. I gotta get out of here and work on some other stuff. But I think next week, the plan is going to be to look at just the marked hands from databases. Have everyone submit tournament marked hands, spots, and situations that have been pressing to you, and we'll go through those community marked hands. I can look at some of my own as well and see what situations have been coming up bugging us overall and getting to the bottom of that. But if you guys have any questions or need anything, let me know. Did anyone have any final thoughts, questions, or anything like that? All right, cool. Thank you guys. Appreciate you being here. And if you guys are around tonight, I'm hosting a little free roll on Ignition. We're giving away $1,000 free roll. We'll be dropping the password and all that shit around 3 o'clock. But I will see you guys next week and take care, boys. Peace.
Thank you.
Later. See you next week.
See you, buddy.
Later, bro.
Thanks.